Okay, now we have just briefly touched the training of the aspiration, Bodhicitta. Now here we come, chapter 11, the training and action, Bodhicitta. B, the training and action, Bodhicitta. So, the action Bodhicitta has three types of training. The training in superior morality, which is called Shila, the moral conduct. The training in superior thought, that means the training of the meditative concentration. And the training in superior wisdom awareness is called the training of the special insight awareness. So the Shila, Samadhi, and Prajna. So this is called those three in Sanskrit. The lamp for the path to enlightenment, says Adisha, if one maintains the vow of action, Bodhicitta. So as you see, aspiration Bodhicitta because they cultivate Bodhicitta, and action Bodhicitta sometimes called take the vow of Bodhicitta. So it's the vow of action Bodhicitta. And the training trains well in the three types of moral conducts. One, moral conducts and devotion for the three moral trainings will increase. And then there comes the wisdom awareness. The three moral training, as you know, the moral ethics, as yesterday we went, moral ethics of the abstaining from non-virtuous deed, moral ethics of the accumulating great wisdom or all the study and practice, and the moral ethics benefiting sentient beings. So now in this three trainings, see, generosity from the sixth parameter and moral ethics, and patience are the training in superior moralities. See. From the sixth parameter, first generosity, and then second moral ethics, moral conducts, and the patience of forbearance. They are included in the training in the superior morality. Meditative concentration or equipoise is the training in the superior thought, see. And then there's the fifth one, and the sixth one, discriminating wisdom awareness, is the training in superior wisdom. Then if you ask, what about the fourth? The perseverance. No? So the perseverance is the support for all three. So all the three need the perseverance or effort, joyous effort to progress. So this is how six perfections, the practice the six perfections are included in the three training. The Ornament of Mahayana Sutra says, with respect to the three trainings, see, the victorious one, Mr. Buddha, explained the six parameters, six perfections well. See, all the six perfections are explained within the three trainings. The first three, as earlier mentioned, generosity, moral ethics, and patience, first three belong to the first training, the morality. The last two belong to the last two, means the last two, meditative equipoise or meditative concentrations, belongs to the superior thought or meditative equipoise, and the wisdom awareness is belong to the special insight. So just the last two. The last two belong to the last two. And one belongs to all three. That perseverance is belong to all the three. Okay? So that's how it is explains, So three trainings. So now you see, three trainings are the impeccable path or indispensable path, or we should say a consummate path towards the enlightenment. These three are the, without which the path is incomplete. So all these three should be present. Like when you meditate here, relax physically, right now, to have a calmness in the mind, you have to have a good contact. Physically be here, morally, mentally, your mind should be absence of all other afflictive emotions. When your mind is absence of those afflictive emotions, it's called moral contact, mentally, physically here. Then that makes a good foundation to have a good meditation. Then your mind is with you where you are, in the place where you are support, the place where you are. The body is there, your mind is there. And then when the mind is there, mind is relaxed, calm. When the mind is calm, relaxed, not disturbed by all those restless, capricious thoughts, then there's a clarity. When there's a clarity, then there's a great chance to see the special insight. So that you see the three cooperates so well. In the absence of one, there's no chance to capture the reality nature, your mind. That's why I see the three trainings. So it's the consummate path towards the enlightenment. That's why how moral ethics is so important. Moral ethics is absence of all the non-virtuous deeds. No? When one is free from the non-virtuous deeds, thoughts, physically, mentally, that makes such an environment, a way it brings the peace, harmony. When the peace and harmony is there, that makes such a great condition, the mind to relax. Your mind is calm, peaceful. When the mind is tranquility, has such a serenity, then the mind is stable, like a mountain. When that mind is there, like a mountain, peace, then the total nature of the mind has a place to permeate, to display. So see, empirically understand this. Not just as an ancient belief, but how you can apply it now. That's why I said this book, you see how it skillfully started to establish step by step. So now you have cultivated bodhicitta. That's not enough. Even though cultivation of bodhicitta has infinite benefits, as yesterday mentioned, if it has a form, it cannot fit in the space. Now, to capture that meaning, we need a practice method to reveal, to see that. So this is the way. Yeah. Therefore, the summary. So this now is explanation of the six perfection: generosity, moral ethics, patience, perseverance, meditative concentration, and discriminating wisdom. These six comprise the training in action bodhicitta. See? Subahu requested, Sutra says, Subahu, in order, it's called general hand, in order for a bodhisattva, mahasattva, to achieve enlightenment quickly, swiftly, he or she must persistently concentrate on full perfection of the sixth perfection. So what are these? They are perfection of generosity, perfection of moral ethics, perfection of patience, perfection of perseverance, perfection of meditative concentration, and perfection of wisdom awareness. These six will be explained in a concise way, and then each branch in more detail. So first, in a concise, how they're connected each other, why we need all these six. No. After understood these things, then we'll study in detail, one by one. See how wonderfully cooperated here. No? Okay. Explanation of the concise meaning. Now first is the concise meaning. The summary, definite number, why does it need six, definite number. Definite order, why first generosity, then on. No. Characteristics of this each. Definition and division and grouping. If you divide within six, how many? And put together, and how many? Grouping. These six subject topics comprise the six paramita or six perfection. So first, definite number. The six paramita or perfections are explained according to temporary higher status, means in the samsara, in the higher state, like human realm, God realm, to achieve, to gain that state. And definite goodness, how to free from samsara. Because there's two reasons. No? Two reasons, goodness. So the three of temporary high status are generosity, which is for wealth, you see. In the Buddhists say, to make a wealth, you practice generosity. Which goes wrong, comes round. Thus you met the interest. Your generosity practice is your capital, principle, your principle. And then when you practice generosity, then you increase the interest. See, that's the practice generosity. Sharing other is way of peace, happiness. The moment when you share with love and compassion, it's cause of peace and happiness. See? Which you describe more, which is for wealth. We need in the world, without wealth, there's no happiness, there's no joy. So how to bring the peace and happiness? Practice generosity. Moral ethics, which is for the body, to have this precious human life, to have the body of the God realm. We need moral ethics, free from the 10 non-virtues, and practice the 10 virtues. For that, we don't need divination. So God is none of those people who does divination. Where my rebirth will be, if you practice 10 virtue, it's guarantee to be born in the human realm, in the God realm, And patience, the body. The patience, which is for surrounding people. When you have patience, people like to come to see you. When you're always angry, upset, people run away, This called surrounding here. Who has great patience and awareness, wisdom, and the skill. All people like to come to see you, talk to you. They want to be present in front of you. So for this, the world, these are three very important. You see, you need wealth, you need body, you need a company, people, companions. So this practice, see, how beautifully designed. This, it transcends all different religions, transcends the culture. It talks about the causality. So look at this, So bring in your own mind. Just if it is right or wrong, just look at it in your mind. And it's a way to bring peace and happiness. Not by law, so you have to gather here. It's freedom. How much great wisdom is there? Skill is there. Wisdom, skill for peace and happiness. Even our day-to-day life. See? Not ordering you have to do this. If you don't listen, I will punish you. Not that, From your within understanding, you just follow. Even in the samsara, we need this, you see. Now, I say, okay. The three for the definite goodness are perseverance, which is for increasing the virtue. We need perseverance. We need to effort. But we make effort joyfully, willingly. You make effort because somebody force you, but you make effort. That's the way it should be. So, meditative concentration or equipoise, which is for calm abiding. So you have to make your mind calm, peaceful. Wisdom awareness, which is for special insight. See, without the concurrent of calm abiding and special insight, there's no second way to free from samsara. No. So with the support of meditation, calm your mind. Then a special insight manifests within that and uproot all the delusions, the cause of samsara. And that state is nirvana. There's no special place to go. That's called definite goodness. Now you uprooted the delusion of samsara. That goodness is definite now. Thus, the Ornament of the Mahayana Sutra says, excellent wealth. I think we need a comma there. Excellent wealth, comma, excellent body. And excellent surroundings. See, wealth, generosity practice, excellent body, the moral ethics, and excellent surrounding, patience, are for temporary higher status, and so forth, and it goes on. No? Definite order. Why the first generosity and so forth, you see. They are explained in order that develop in the mind. So through the practice of generosity, one will accept the pure morality without focusing on the material concern. This means first you practice generosity. It's easy to practice. Then after that, your generosity is not, now practice is not so much concern. Now, why should I do better things? Practicing 10 virtues, free from 10 non-virtues. So step by step, like that, see. When one has moral ethics, one will have patience. When one has patience, one can make effort with perseverance. When one has made effort with the perseverance, meditative concentration will rise. When one is observed in the meditative equipoise, one will perfectly realize the nature of all phenomena, how the order is that way, how the order design one after another. Or the order is explained from lower to higher practice. Those which are lower are explained first, and the superior ones are explained later. So first, generosity, like that. It's called lower because it's a little easier. I'm sure it's easier too. It's easier to practice. First, generosity practice can practice by anybody. Then moral ethics comes, it is difficult. Say, you want to take some vows, say, oh, no, I'm not ready yet. Then, say, practice patience, more difficult. And then make effort towards enlightenment, more difficult. Then you say, sit here for 1 hour. Oh, no, very difficult. I can't stay here. And then, especially inside, how I can do this. So this first lower skull, then it's a little, step by step, increase the higher and higher one. See? Explains. See, those which are lower are explained first, and the superior ones are explained later. Or another way, the order is from the gross to subtle levels. The generosity is more gross. As mentioned, easier to practice, more gross. You can do any kind of practice of generosity. Now moral conduct comes more subtle because you have to focus a little more. And then patience comes a little more. And perseverance, meditative concentration, and you have to have such great discipline, especially inside. Your whole mind have to be in such a place. You should be synchronized in the right spot with calm abiding and awareness. This is gross to the subtle. Those which are more gross or easier to follow are explained first, and those which are subtle and more difficult to follow are explained later. The Ornament of Mahayana Sutra says, the second arises, like second, like the moral ethics, is arise in dependence on the first generosity practice. Because I think some is not correct. You have to get rid of some. Because abide lower and higher. See? Because the being gross, that's this, the all as above mentioned, these are here. The to happen, the second one, it goes the first. Like say, to have special awareness, first must go meditative concentration. To have the perseverance, to have the forbearance or patience, one has to have moral conduct. Like this, Some abide, not some, because abide lower and higher. Because first lower generosity, then the second higher moral ethics, so forth. Because of being gross or subtle, or because first generosity gross, then the moral ethics subtle. So that's how the line is made that way. The order is made that way. So sixth perfection, In this way, the orders abide respectively. See, it's not now you see the wisdom. You say how the six perfections are kind of order in such a way. So beautifully, so that everybody get a chance to follow the path. First you start with easy, And from the easy, then you practice step by step, and you get the final. Sometimes we are so unrealistic. So, can you give me the highest teaching? And when you get it, and have no idea how to approach that. Then we say, how I can do this, Then it comes like this, step by step. Okay, now this indefinite order. 3 characteristics. What of those? The profession of each of the 6 paramita professions of the Bodhisattvas, generosity and so forth, is characterized into 4 characteristics. They decrease their opposites. See, now that means when you practice generosity, it decreases your attachment, your stinginess. When you practice moral ethics, then it decreases all the immorality. When you practice forbearance, it's opposite like anger, hatred, a decrease. When you practice perseverance, it decreases the laziness. When you practice this meditative equipoise, samadhi, it decreases your scattered mind. When you practice this special insight awareness, wisdom, it decreases the misperception. Like that, you see. They produce the, primordially wisdom of non-conceptual thoughts. When you practice them, then they all, at the end, all 6 perfection gives you complete opportunity to see the absolute, your own awareness. So there's no second thought. So this is called non-conceptual thought. The conceptual thoughts are duality. right, wrong, good, bad, suffering, happiness, you see. So non-conceptual thought is the total state of the mind. Now there's no any wavering. You totally abide there. See? They fulfill all that is desire, see. So now, as earlier mentioned, if you need some goodness in the samsara, generosity for wealth. Body, moral ethics. So even you keep the 5 precepts like this, your health will be much better. Even day to life. See? What Buddha explained, what is moral ethics? If everyone in the world they observe the 5 precepts, the health is much better for next life as well. Patience, see very clear. It fulfills the desire, what we desire for. And to free from samsara, it's there. So that's what it's called, fulfill the desire, what you wished for. They measure all sentient beings in the 3 ways. You see, in a Sharavaka way, Pratik Buddha way, Bodhisattva's way, all the different, what's depending on the levels, the individual interest, gives you all the opportunity. Nothing is missing. There's 3 ways. The Ornament of Mind Sutra says, generosity destroys its opposite, possesses the primordial wisdom of non-conceptual thoughts, fulfill all desires, and mature sentient beings in the 3 ways. See? And so forth. So that's the characteristics or the benefit of the practice of the 6th perfection. Now in the Bodhicitta, you exercise those. You see, don't forget Bodhicitta. If you are forgetting Bodhicitta, then we are going in the wrong direction, you know. So Bodhicitta is the highway, to go through safely in the highway. These are the way how to organize. As yesterday mentioned, like Bodhicitta is to make the aeroplane, all the preparations, and make a jumbo jet. Now you have to fly the aeroplane to the destination. So Bodhicitta, you have to fly to the enlightenment. So these are the now safety, how to fly safely without crash. If you crash to Bodhicitta, then you are doomed in the ocean of samsara. Now, definition. What means generosity? What means moral ethics, so forth, see? Dispels poverty, you see. Once who practice the practice of generosity, like giving wealth, giving wisdom, giving fearlessness, which will come later, all this, is one's mind free from the poverty. Like say, if you have poverty of skillful means, practice the skillful means, giving that wealth. So it's poverty is not just only wealth, including wealth, wisdom, skillful means, generosity. For that purpose, we practice generosity. Open our heart. Make mind peaceful, joyful. Moral ethics achieves the coolness, you see. Means fresh. Coolness means fresh. When we have afflictive emotions so kind of strong, and involved in the 10 non-virtues, so forth, then one's life is chaos. And it's so kind of congested, suffering. See, no space, see. So when coolness is this spacious, free, fresh. It's like, see, if you keep the 10 precepts, for example, just know, or practice the Bodhicitta, there's such a great relax, freshness in the mind. It's a coolness. So it's called a shila. Shila means coolness, freshness. Patience endures hatred. It's more like a forbearance. It's not being submissive. It's not just being weakness. It's a strength. Fearlessness. That's called endures hatred. There's no space in your mind, hatred, anger. No, relax the mind with courage. Perseverance applies to the supreme ones, you see. You are not attached to what you achieve. You go forward. No, material things we have to practice of now contentment. See, rejoice what you have. But for our enlightenment, mental quality Bodhicitta, we shouldn't practice contentment. We go forward until we achieve Buddhahood. So to achieve that, perseverance. It's a joyous effort. Meditative concentration or equipoise brings the mind inside. See, it brings the mind inside within you. It brings your mind where you belong to. No, we are lost in the samsara outside. Our body is here, mind just constantly running here, there, every direction. Become restless, no peace, no happiness. As soon as you bring your mind within you, relax, calm, then there's a total peace, joy. That's called meditative equipoise. Absorption. And the wisdom awareness realizes the ultimate meaning, the definite meaning. It penetrates how things are function in its own reality, not as artificial, not as a fabrication, not as a fabricated, but unfabricated, uncontrived nature. That's called ultimate meaning. No? See, they are the cause to cross samsara, see, and achieve nirvana. So paramita, see, she's saying, no? Therefore they are called paramita, go beyond. In Sanskrit, it's divided the word into two. Paramita. Param means other side. Ita means to get there. So other side of samsara. Like other side of the ocean. So it's paramita. Get into the other side of the ocean of the samsara. It's nirvana. So through practicing these six, it's called the six, what they always call six perfection. Yes. You're perfect. But there's two perfection. The perfection of the purification and perfection of the excellent qualities. So that's the definition. What it means, what they define. No? Thus, the Ornament of Minor Sutra says, therefore it is said, dispelling poverty, obtaining coolness and enduring hatred, applying to the supreme and holding the mind in sight, realizing the ultimate meaning. See? Now division. Divided. Generosity of generosity, moral ethics of generosity, patience of generosity, perseverance of generosity, meditative concentration of generosity, wisdom awareness of generosity. Then, say the generosity of moral ethics. The person, moral ethics of moral ethics, like that you can divide. So, like that means like when you give things, whatever, material, skillful means, or fearlessness with bodhicitta, that practice itself is the generosity. Because your mind is maintained in the right place, no non-virtuous thoughts, it's the moral ethics. When you do that, there's no fear. It's perseverance. You do it joyfully, it's perseverance. And you do that practice of generosity with a calm and a peaceful mind. It's the meditative equipoise. You will do it to free from samsara, to achieve enlightenment. No attachment. It's practice of wisdom, awareness. Same. If you keep the moral ethics purely, and that the moral conduct you have itself is giving peace to others. It's generosity. You don't have to go anywhere. Keeping that itself is the source of peace. Giving that peace to others. And that itself is the moral ethics. And you have no fear to keep that. That is the forbearance, patience. And you practice it joyfully. It's perseverance. See? And maintaining that mind in that place, calm, peaceful, meditative equipoise. And look at the purity nature. Absence of the afflictive emotions is wisdom awareness. So like that's how it divides, you see. Each one has 6. So it divides into 36. And then multiply 36 into 6, like 216, so forth, like that. It multiplies to 84,000 categories of the teachings, which becomes the direct remedy to purify the 84,000 types of mental afflictions. See? So how these teachings are so well organized, you see. These are the real Buddhist, it's called Buddhism, a teaching, how to follow the path. So, perseverance, generosity, meditative concentration of generosity, and so forth. Each of the 6 has 6 divisions, totaling 36. Thus, the ornament of clear realization says, the 6 perfections, generosity, and so forth, grouped individually. So they are individually the 6, and are the practice of the armor of the enlightenment. They are the armor. You wear the armor. When you go to battle, you have the armor. So the other enemies will not fierce into you. Or no. So this is the mental armor you wear. So the enemies of the afflictive emotions have no place to attack you. Well protected, armor of the enlightenment, which precisely explains multiply 6 by 6. 36 dimensions, then you can multiply, so forth. Grouping, now if you bring together, they are also grouped into 2 accumulations. Generosity and moral ethics or moral contacts are the accumulation of merit, and wisdom awareness is accumulation of perfect wisdom. Patience or forbearance, perseverance, and meditative concentration are included in both accumulations. So that there are many different scholars, they divide it differently. Some great teachers say, no, the generosity, moral conduct, patience belong to the merit accumulation. And meditative equipoise, wisdom belong to the perfection, the perfect wisdom. And the perseverance is belong to both. So anyhow, they are divided into 2 groups, you see. Or they are included into 2 groups, see. Accumulations. Thus, the Ornament of Mahayana Sutra says, this is according to Mahayana Sutra, their text. And Madhyamika Avatara system, as I mentioned before, that one. Generosity and moral ethics are the accumulation of merit. Wisdom awareness is the accumulation of the of perfect wisdom. And others 3 belong to both. Or sometimes all the 5 perfections belong to merit, and wisdom is the perfection of wisdom. So different scholars, they divide into different, those are included into different way. The 6 parameters include into the 2 accumulations. This is the 11th chapter dealing with the explanation of the 6 paramita perfection from the JOL ornament of liberation, the wish-fulfilling gem of the noble teachings. How do you like this now? It's good? Why?
Because it explains just what to do in your practice to bring good results.
So do you agree those practices? Okay.